So we're on our Rosalie orchard here in Mundubbera. It's approximately 25 hectares. The orchard's been here for about 30 years. All the varieties are export varieties, so we've got a mix of Murcots, Fremonts and raw honey Murcots. Pruning is very important to us here. We basically do it every year. We've tried to do it less in the past, and we've got ourselves a little bit of grief. So basically what we try to do is layer the trees and create windows through. So we use our seasonal workers to do that each year, so we try to keep our instructions really basic. It does cost us between probably $5 or $6 each tree, so it is relatively expensive, but we find that we get a really good return on it. So if we sort of look at this tree here, for example, we can see through to the other side. Our instruction to the guys is to layer the trees. So if we've got, say, 3 branches coming from the one spot, we will take one from the middle, or if there's branches falling onto another one, we'll also take that one out. So the main reason that we try to do that is for spray penetration, to make sure that we're able to spray these trees correctly to keep the disease out of it. We also cut out any dead or broken branches, of course, and the other thing is to create sunlight through the tree also. So as you can see here, we're obviously in the middle of one of our Murcot trees. You can see the sunlight penetrating through the middle. The idea there is to try to create all this nice fruit in the inside. A lot of the best fruit we find is obviously on the inside of the tree, and once again helping with our spray penetration. We've got, say, 4 or 5 main limbs, which is the main structure of the tree, and we try to keep them in. When these trees are nice and young, we will cut out big logs to get that shape. And then from there we move out to basically create windows and bits so you can actually see through the tree. We also hedge these trees, so we're trying to avoid big clumps up the top. So we'll be cutting those out also, which also helps with that sun coming in, and promoting this nice growth on the inside. Look, I guess people probably looking at this tree, saying, look, it is fairly open, quite a lot of sunlight, and it's looking fairly bare. However, we still need to do a prune on this one after harvest. If we come around and have a bit of a look at this side of the tree, as we can see, we've got a fairly big wall of bush. That sort of makes it quite difficult for us to spray through that. So we do have quite a bit of work to do here after the season. For example, probably on this limb here, we've got three limbs coming from basically the one spot, and it's quite dense. So what we would do is cut this one out, which would free up a little bit more space for these ones to grow, and also stop competing with this branch here also. Here's another example of a tree that we will need quite a bit of attention. Once again, you can see some pretty good gaps through the tree. However, this is the type of area that we'll be concentrating on come pruning. Once again, a big wall of green. We can't see through that, which our instruction to our pruners were to be tackling this little spot. Once again, we've got branches crossing over each other, growing right into the exact same spot. So we'll come through and possibly take this branch here, which will once again free up a little bit more space and create a bit more air and sunlight to go through there. We top our trees each year, which causes a few other little dramas. If we look to the top of this tree here, we get this clump of growth. We call them rooster tails. Basically, if we sort of top at the same height each year, they just get thicker and thicker and thicker. So as part of our pruning, we'll also come and tackle that. We will basically cut that branch off at the back down low, because once again it just gets too thick and causes a few extra dramas. So in summary, whilst these trees look like they're fairly well open and well pruned, we will still prune this after season this year and continue to do so year on year. It does cost us between $5 and $6, but we feel it's money well spent. If we do not do it, we get all sorts of dramas with diseased fruit, less fruit going on the inside of the tree, which is where we want it, and our packouts get much lower.